Hello everyone, back to you into a 10th Christmas 2020 update. So here we go again, it's time for another Christmas update. We're up to update number 10 now in our Christmas countdown. So I shall get on with it for you very shortly. Just to say, it's a busy day at GavsWeatherVids today. So we started with USA forecast and we also live streamed. Just around 1 minute ago, we was live streaming actually. So if I wasn't able to have a look at live stream, then please, watch it back on catch up. It was really good live stream, so I hope everybody enjoyed it. Right, so, okay, we're going to have a look at MetroSeal.fr with CFSV29 monthly forecast in a moment. Just say a big thank you to Richard for the fantastic Christmas updates gift. Thank you so much, Richard, for the Christmas updates gift. Wonderful, wonderful gift. So, let's move over to MetroSeal.fr then. So, once again, we're looking at the CFSV2 9-monthly forecast 12Z. Always try to use the same run all the time, and we can't be accused of cherry-picking in any particular outcome. This is purely how these charts are coming out as we are doing the update. Generally, these Christmas updates have been favouring a cold Christmas period, cold weather around Christmas period. Particularly notable was the 5th, the 7th and the 9th updates, which were very cold and wintry around Christmas to New Year. Let's see what this 10th update has to say then. So we're starting here on the 10th of December with low pressure to the north of Scotland to bring in a strong westerly wind. So looking cold and windy there on the 10th of December. We push that low pressure through and high pressure reaches in from off the Atlantic, turning mainly dry and cold. That high pressure to the middle of December is trying to get itself to Scandinavia again, trying to bring the wind back into the east. It's been a recurring theme with these Christmas updates this year. So here we are on the 14th of December with a Scandinavian high. Winds are drifting in from the east. I think could bring in some snow showers from the east there on those easterly winds. So yeah, around mid-December again, CFSV2 is looking quite cold. We're into the second half of December now, and we're under high pressure. It's lots of easy winds, so won't be much snow around, but it would be cold at about ridge of high pressure. We haven't imported any milder air from off the Atlantic. So generally looking cold, dry and frosty there as we go just beyond the middle of December. Let's see what's going to happen. I don't know what this is going to show, by the way. It's going to be a much of a surprise for me as it is here. I haven't checked the charts out before doing the video, so we're discovering what's going on with this Christmas update together. Right, we're up to the 18th of December. Area of high pressure is building right over top of the country. That's a cold ridge. So mainly dry, cold and frosty there under that area of high pressure, possibly with some freezing fog. It looks like the high is going to try to get to Scandinavia. Look at this, we're setting up a Scandinavian high on the 20th of December and bringing in the wind from the east as we're moving up towards Christmas, or almost. Actually, we just quite don't hook the high pressure up to Scandinavia. So we've got 1,040 millibar reach sitting right over top of the country there on the 22nd of December. It's still cold. There could still be snow flurries around the east coast, by the way, but the main thing is that it's very cold, dry and frosty. This is Christmas Eve. It looks like the high pressure is beginning to drift westwards. Now, is this high going to try and get itself to Greenland? Looks like we may have a little bit of retrogression going on here. So, high pressure is moving out into the Atlantic, and we are pulling in like a northerly wind across Scandinavia. So, becoming very cold and snowy across Scandinavia with these northerly winds. That's bringing a lot of snow to Scandinavia. We're just on the periphery of it. We need to get that high further north from like the west of Ireland up to Greenland, and then we'd open the door to those northern winds. As it is, we could be bringing in some snow showers to northern and eastern parts of the country, primarily because of how cold it's been running up to this point. Right, so this is Christmas Eve on the 10th Christmas update with high pressure out to our west, bringing in a northerly wind on the periphery of a very cold and snowy plunge across Scandinavia. What's going to happen? So we get through to Christmas Day. Looks like we're beginning to bring some milder air in around the top of this ridge, beginning to turn slightly milder from around the top of a ridge on like a northwest wind. So the south and the east is probably still cold, actually. It's probably still cold and frosty. There may be a warm front involved that would introduce, milder air, but might bring some snow on its leading edge as well. So that's always something that you have to be aware of. But generally, it looks like getting a little bit milder here as we're going through this Christmas update. Or is it? So Boxing Day, I think, would be a largely milder day with wind like west-northwest. But look at this. Low pressure on the 27th of December is absolutely plunging into Scandinavia, and we're pulling down a big northerly shock there just after Christmas. I would put this down as another cold Christmas update, although maybe Christmas Day and Boxing Day gets slightly less cold or milder. I mean, it's very cold before. And on the 27th of December, just after, we are bringing in another big northerly shot. So I would say this is maintaining a trend of a cold Christmas, really. Whatever else happens from here, I think this has maintained the trend. A real northerly blast there. Wow, 28th of December, bringing lots of heavy snow with it, particularly to northern and eastern parts of the country. Gale-force northerly winds. So yeah, that's a big northerly shot, isn't it? Right, we move up towards New Year. What's going to happen then? So, New Year, we're like 30th of December, New Year's Eve. We're under a ridge of high pressure. Still very cold. There would be quite a bit of snow on the ground here, of course. Low pressure is developing further north in the Atlantic. So, I reckon this is going to turn milder for New Year. Let's see what happens. So, we're moving into New Year's Eve. And, yeah, winds are going into the west-southwest as low pressure begins to push in off the Atlantic. That could involve more snow, of course. Initially, there could be a transition from snow to rain as that weather front and its associated milder air pushes in from the Atlantic, bumps into the cold air. There could be like some transitional snow in with that. But eventually, by New Year's Eve to New Year's Day, we are going milder here as the wind is turning into the west. So now we're getting a 4. It's becoming milder, wetter and windier as we move from New Year's Day through the first week of January. Let's see what happens then as we run further on into January. Looks very active. Low pressure out in the Atlantic, bringing more spells of rain. Although by the 8th of January, it looks like we're beginning to build up a ridge over and to the east of the country again. Is this going to set up something cold a little bit later on into January? Let's run on a little bit further and then that'll be it for this Christmas update. If you enjoyed this Christmas update, then please give us a like on the video and let YouTube know that you've enjoyed it, and don't forget to tell us what you think in the comments. No more renewed cold weather in the second week of January. It turns much milder there, actually bringing up southwesterly winds. This is a recurring theme in the Christmas updates as well, actually. First half of January generally being signalled to be quite mild on a lot of these updates. So up to the middle of January now, still with a wind from a south to southwesterly direction after all the cold weather that we have in the second half of December. Generally, we're back to milder weather once again. However, into the second half of January, another Scandinavian high is getting going, so that's bringing cold air back in from the east and the southeast. I really shouldn't run you any further with this, but shall we run on just a little bit further? And yeah, so we go to the second half of January, start to become very cold again. Look at that, very cold, with bitter, severe cold air actually probably coming in from the north to northeast. So second half of January becomes really, really cold again. And a lot of snow will be involved in that. Up to the end of January, looking cold and snowy. I shouldn't have gone as far on as that because we're well beyond Christmas, but the cold does come back. So we have like cold and wintry weather through the second half of December and around the Christmas period. That's as much as we can say. We're only doing this for trends. So although actually Christmas Day and Boxing Day are slightly milder and or less, less cold and or milder, to be honest, it's really quite cold before. It's cold afterwards. I think we put this down as another cold Christmas update, really. Then we lose the cold through the first half of January, so around the New Year, we get a switch back to milder weather, and that carries us through the first half of January. But the cold does come back big time, and quite severely, actually, as we move into the second half of January. So, yeah, another very entertaining Christmas update. Something's going on here with the CFS, isn't it? I've been doing these Christmas updates since 2012, and I have never had so many cold updates, one after another after another. We definitely have a trend for cold around the Christmas period. Again, that's as much as we can say. We definitely have a trend for cold around the Christmas period. And, yeah, very interesting, very entertaining update once again. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please smash that like button if you have, and let YouTube know that you've enjoyed this Christmas update. And we'll have another one for you. I think the next one's penciled in for Friday, but we're going to have a very busy day on Friday, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it, but it may be Saturday. There will be another, the 11th Christmas update, though, will be coming up within the next couple of days. So just keep an eye on the channel and the community page and the social media pages at GavsWeatherVids.com and all of the all the associated accounts, and we'll have another 11th Christmas update for you very, very shortly. Don't forget to check out the live stream. If you wasn't able to watch it live, you can watch it back on catch up right now. So this Christmas update, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.